This is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference Channel. We are at SES London, and it is day one. We just heard from Matt Mason, keynote speaker, author of The Pirate's Dilemma. How are you, Matt?
I'm very well. Great to be here.
Thank you for joining us. Matt, your book, The Pirate's Dilemma, a bestseller, freely available. It's even been pirated. Let's talk about The Pirate's Dilemma just a little bit. Obviously, even having fun with the title, The Pirate's Dilemma, well, it's no dilemma for pirates, right? It's how are companies, how are other people reacting to those that try and take something from you without their permission? But one of your big themes is that pirates add value. Give an example or two of how pirates add value.
So pirates have added value to all kinds of business models throughout history. When Thomas Edison invented the phonographic record player, musicians called him a pirate for creating this machine that could reproduce live music. Of course, they worked out a way to pay musicians for these records, and they created the record industry. If you look at the way the record industry was cannibalized by pirates in the late 90s, that was actually a new innovation. It was a new way to distribute music. MP3 files were a good idea. And the way to stop piracy, as Steve Jobs said, is to compete with it. And that's what he did. And so the music industry is the first one people think of when you talk about pirates. But I mean, pirates have actually, if you go through it, there's so many examples in the book of all kinds of industries that have benefited by copying the pirates, that are creating all these weird new innovations.
We need to embrace piracy, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I set the book up as this dilemma is because there are definitely times when pirates aren't adding any value. We do need intellectual property laws, we need copyright, we need patents, we need all of these things. They are useful, but they're outdated. They need to be updated to work with the way we use information in the 21st century. Because although some forms of piracy are not good at all, some things we think of as being illegal are actually really good for society and are good for business.
What's the most recent example of piracy gone right, gone well?
The most recent example of piracy gone well, I think you're seeing with the way TV is adapting to the online environment. The big success story has been Hulu.com. This is a website that a lot of the studios, big Hollywood studios, started to compete with all the pirates who are uploading TV series online. Hulu.com makes more money per user than YouTube. It's the most successful example of video content, paid for video content online, and it was done by the major studios just copying what the pirates were doing. That's all you really need to do in this space.
You talked about outdated copyright laws. So where is this going to start? Do the halls of Congress in every country need to completely revamp copyright laws nationally? Do companies need to just start being more progressive in their thinking? Where should it start? What would you like to see happen, say, in the next 5 to 10 years?
All of the above. I mean, it requires the attention of companies, industries, and at the government level to totally revolution. I mean, this is a huge change we're talking about. The information age is really just getting started, and that's why all these problems are happening, because we're still adapting to this new environment. We're still adapting to all these new ways that information flows. So yeah, we need to see industry-wide initiatives happening. We need to see collective licensing where people can pay maybe $5 or $10 a month and then just download content from wherever they like. If this was happening on a large enough scale, if say 300 million people worldwide were paying $5 a month to download all the music that they could, the music industry would be the same size it is now, just off those licensing fees. 300 million people is not that many people out of 8 billion. We can get there, we can do this, but it's going to take industries working as industries with governments, working on behalf of the people rather than the sort of few in the industry who want to kind of maintain the old way of doing things. But we will get there because pirates are forcing us to.
If people want to continue to have a dialogue with you in some kind of way, how can they get a hold of you?
My website, thepiratesdilemma.com, you can contact me there. I blog there, tweet there, the whole thing, but yeah, it's all there.
Matt Mason, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
And this is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference Channel, day one at SES London. Keep watching for more.